it's 1:30. Yeah, so I only have about 5 hours of daylight. I'm not opposed to hiking at night, but I am opposed to finding a campsite at night. So anyway, we're just gonna go and see how far we get today, and I will just modify my plans as needed. So the trail is a little on the soggy side, but that's okay. Doesn't bother me in the least. You can see there's still some color here. Really pretty. So anyway, this is what we're gonna be doing with a bushwhack in the middle. I think it'll be fun. Here I'm gonna leave the yellow path. We just hiked 3 miles from the Denning trailhead. We're gonna do the 2.3 up to Slide-Cornell is 4.7. Then there's another one after that. Maybe only a mile past that. So, but still that would be 6 more miles. I'm sure this is normally a very lovely view. It's so pretty up here with the colors and the fog. All right, I guess we made it to, no, we didn't, I lied. I didn't realize. Okay, 0.7 miles to Slide Mountain Summit, yay. Slide Mountain parking area, 2 miles. Shoot, I wonder if the whole trail is like that. My goodness. Okay, so onward. Can I just tell you how cold it got? It's freezing. Since we're walking in a cloud, everything is kind of dew covered, if you can see that. So everything got damp and cold very quickly, including my feet. Duh, should have worn better socks. Anywho, definitely not regretting the fact that I brought my rain mitts because I'm using them. Anyway, all right, we're gonna be at the summit of Slide Mountain, which is the, I think it's the highest peak in the Catskills. Yeah, we're gonna be there shortly. Fantastic. I don't know if you can see that, but the trees are freezing. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna grab 2 liters of water here. It is so damn cold, holy crap. And I'm gonna get off this ridge into the col. I'll be warmer there. Here's my almost less than ideal spot. It just fits. The ground is very rocky. I had a hard time getting in some of my stakes. I've got rocks holding the doors out. It should stay, but it's cold. It looks like it's gonna rain. Look. I don't know. I'm gonna get my bed set up and get my dinner going and watch some television. I download movies when I backpack. I'm spoiled. Hello. Last night was pretty chilly. The only part of me that was cold was my feet, and sadly it kept the rest of me a little on the cool side. I wore almost everything I had, including my 10-degree bag. I had my feet inside my pump sack. That wasn't enough, so I ended up pulling out my emergency blanket and wrapping that under my feet and through the bag and then up over like my thighs. And then I was comfortable enough to sleep. Good morning. Finally got my butt up, packed up, and on my way. Right behind me, that Slide Mountain, that's what I did yesterday. downslide and so far over to Cornell is pleasant but rugged. Anything that's wet is frozen up here. There's ice on the rocks. The trees are frozen. It's actually quite pretty. It is cold up here. My hat is frosting over. So first view of the day. Very beautiful. A little illegal campsite. I'm on the top of Cornell. There's no sign. There's never a sign here. It's frustrating. But according to my GPS, I am in fact on the summit. I am carrying on to Whittenberg. And that's the Fat Jack. So that was the summit of Wittenberg. There was quite a few people up there, so I didn't video a whole lot. Very pretty views. So I had views of Friday and Balsam Cap, which was interesting. So I did the irresponsible thing. Dropped my pack. I came upon like about a 25-foot cliff that was really hard to navigate, especially with a huge pack on. So I dropped it there. I did find a way around that cliff, but it still wasn't a great option. So I completely lost whatever trail may have been there. So I've been following this stream that becomes the Never Sink. I did just see a cairn a few minutes ago, so there's some kind of trail here. It's just not well used. However, I can follow the stream. Anywho, it's a lovely little river. I actually think I might stop here and grab a snack. Done with my snack and I'm moving on. Check the Garmin and I am right on course. Signs of civilization and trash. This is so pretty back here. There you go. So peaceful. I keep coming across little campsites. Right now I found a path that you can tell people have been on before because it feels harder under the feet. I was just thinking it's getting late. I might stop at the next campsite I find, and I was incredibly distracted by this beautiful water. And then I see that somebody built a chair, a bench, and 2 recliners in front of the fire pit. Wow, and it's stocked with wood. I'm not much of a campfire girl. Typically, I can build one pretty fast. I just, generally speaking, can't be bothered, but check that out. Look at that layout. Tent set up. Infinitely difficult to build a fire with wet wood. I think I might have something going here. Life is pretty good right now. Whoop. My fire is still going. This is joy. Good morning. Packed up camp, as you can see, and it's about maybe 2.5 miles to my car. I saw some guy hiking with his dog on the other side of the river today, but I don't see much of a path over there. He said he and his dog just finished the Catskill 35, so that was pretty cool. I got up at 6:30 this morning thinking I would get out early, and yeah, it's 8:30 right now. I made breakfast, made coffee, watched an episode of the first season of Stranger Things. I just took my time. I only have a couple miles to go. Came across another cool little campsite. It looks a little bit less used despite the features. You've got a lounge chair, a bench or cooking area, and even a footrest. This is a lovely fire pit. Very well done. So I'm just walking along the stream and suddenly I come across the Blue Trail. And this, if you go in that direction, takes you to Table Mountain and Peekamoose. This way is back to my car. Here is the second bridge. So I believe that there's herd paths on both sides of the trail, or I believe that there's herd paths on either side of the river, because it does split. So, but the topography was such that I ended up crossing. So I didn't really see anything that would indicate any kind of path on the north side. That doesn't mean it's not there, but maybe it just goes along the south side and then you cross the stream. And here we are, right back where we started a couple days ago, except we just came off the Blue Trail. So that was pretty neat, going up Slide-Cornell-Whittenberg, whatever it is, and then bushwhacking down the drainage, and eventually, I say eventually because the closer you got to the Blue Trail, the more pronounced the herd path was. But that was fun. That's the end of our trip. I'm almost to my car. I just want to say thanks for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate it. And maybe I'll see you on the trail. Have a good day.